everyone. This is my test video to a series that a lot of my friends have wanted me to do for a while. So I'm going to talk about makeup and talk shit and, just kind of hang out in front of the camera. Something I would not usually do. But this has been in the works for a long time, and we're all stuck at home, and we're all bored, so why not have fun with makeup, honestly. I don't know if y'all gonna hear background music, but shout out to DJ Kron for, I put on my 30th birthday music mix that she made for me, and kind of matches how I feel about today, and just in general about being stuck in my house, or not stuck in my house, but doing the right thing and staying in my house. So a few of y'all have requests for videos that I am going to film next, but I thought a good place to start would be with just what products I like, what I've been using. We're all pretty broke right now, most of us. And I want to talk about what tools I have and what I think, basically what principles I use when it comes to makeup. So I figured I would start with with each part of my face or each part of my makeup that I do, what products that I love, love, love right now, or some of them will be my all-time favorites, honestly. And just giving y'all my, unadulterated opinions on the products. Because I think whether you're really good at makeup or you wear makeup a lot, or if you're just getting into makeup or you have no idea where to start with makeup, I think it's so intimidating that there are so many brands and so many opinions on brands, and not that my opinion matters more, but I think that a lot of famous bloggers and YouTubers and Instagram folks, they're badass and they work hard, I think, but it's hard. They have ads and partnerships and get PR and are so good at what they do that sometimes I feel as an outsider, as someone who did not start really wearing makeup until college, even after college, I feel like it can get lost. You can get really lost easily, and there's just so much out there, and it's expensive. Makeup can be an expensive habit. So these are my thoughts on kind of how to navigate that if you are just wanting to play, or, I even have days where I just literally slap on something quick and that's it. And other days I could spend 2 hours playing and having a good time and just creating something fun. But I think it's intimidating when you're starting out. So I will start with what I start with on my face usually. I switch this up depending on what I'm doing. But for me, and for most people, I imagine, most of you friends that are watching have never seen me without my eyebrows done. And the joke is that the only people in the last probably 5 years who have seen me without eyebrows are the heroes at Torchy's, the drive-thru. They've seen me sans makeup, including no eyebrows, so shout out. It's Torchy's. So I'm going to talk about brushes in a separate video, I think, because that's a part of makeup that I'm not very comfortable with yet, and I still struggle with what brushes I need or what works best for certain things, so I'm going to get to that in another video when I actually do my makeup on camera. But for brow products lately, I think everyone talks about Dip Brow by Anastasia. Awesome. Dip Brow is a very serious, very awesome product. It is pricey. I think it's in the 20-something dollar range. And if you're the kind of person who commits to having real ass heavy brows every day, good on you. Dip Brow is probably the best product for your money. But for me, I've sort of tapered off, literally. So, if you've known me since about 2016, sorry about that whole period of Van Gogh-esque harsh line brows that I was going through some shit. But lately, one of my favorite dupes for dip brow will be the NYX Tame and Frame. I don't know if y'all can see that. Like $6 or $7, I think, is what I paid for it. It's at CVS. I know CVS carries NYX pretty widely. I'm not sure about Walgreens, but it's at Ulta. Target carries NYX as well. Best dupe for dip brow you can get. And I personally only use it towards the ends of my brows. Like, the problem where I have on my brows is having sparse hairs down there. So this is a godsend. And this stuff, the shit stays on, through a restaurant shift. If that means anything to you. Shout out to all my service industry people. Like, this shit will keep you going all shift. Other than that, some things I've been looking at with makeup is, like, I love these Benefit products. This is, I've used them this whole thing so the name's worn off, but their brow tint has a tiny little brush. I don't even know what color it is anymore. I got it as part of a set with their clear brow setter, 24-hour brow setter. This is amazing. I'm still trying to find a dupe for this product. I've been trying to phase out makeup that is not cruelty-free, and unfortunately Benefit is one of those brands. Most brands are technically cruelty-free, but if they sell their product in mainland China, they are required to partially test on animals in China. So Benefit is one of those companies that does that. So I've been trying to phase out their products and find good substitutes. So the closest I have found, and I'm going to say the word ColourPop in this video 8,000 times because I love them. God forbid anyone from ColourPop sees this. Like, please send me makeup. I love y'all. This is their Brow Boss gel. Yeah, it's really hard to see. It's metallic. This is in dark brown. Usually my hair is more this color, not this color. So yeah, dark brown, great brow tint. I use it as kind of a starting point for the front end of my brows, and to keep them in place. I'm planning on ordering ColourPop's clear brow gel as well to see if that is a dupe for my Benefit setter. I'm all about long-lasting makeup. I do wear makeup in the kitchen at work. My shifts, are long, just like anybody else's, and we're heading into like 100-degree Texas summer days at this point. So I'm all about longevity for my makeup, and simplicity. Like, what can I touch up, after work if we're going out or whatever it might be. I have to say the best brow product that I've used ever, possibly, like very possibly ever, is going to be this Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is in the shade Neutral Nana, because I am a Nana at this point. The one end has like a felt tip marker, which is awesome for drawing like hair strokes when you do your brows. It's also awesome for faux freckles. I have freckles naturally, but when I put foundation on, they kind of take a back seat. So this is really fun to use to make faux freckles on top of the rest of your makeup. And the other end has a retractable, softer like eyebrow pencil, also really good for drawing lines and kind of knowing where you want to go. This again, like if you're new to makeup, new to higher end makeup, Urban Decay is a really great brand, who is cruelty free, and I mean they're on the pricier side, but I feel like there are certain parts of makeup that are worth spending the money on. Like if it's something you do every day, something that is an important facial feature to you, which I feel, brows are really important. They frame your whole face. They can convey your expression well or not, whatever you're into, This is in the $20-something range as well, but the last one I bought probably lasted me for 2 months, using it like almost every day or most days, So when you think about like price per wear, that's pretty good, especially for something that performs as well, stays on as well, and is like very user friendly, I think. Yeah, so definitely recommend Brow Blade. for all your brow needs. Oh my god, Karen, Blink-182. Amazing. Let's see, what do I go with next? So next I'll probably think about concealers. There is a foundation routine by one of my favorite YouTube stars, Sant'Anna. She's the shit. She is so fucking funny. And she, I think, is really important and awesome, and like her makeup looks are tailored to women of color. I think that's such a huge gap in makeup, and she tells it like it is. Like, you know, a lot of like foundation lines and stuff, she's up there being like, nope, not enough shades, not enough diversity in these lines. And so please check out Sant'Anna. She is so fucking funny too. But this foundation routine that I've picked up from her recently, that uses less foundation and is more concealer based, I'm in love with. It's what I did today. My skin looks pretty, I mean, I'm sorry for the lighting, I'm gonna figure that out, but yeah, this is the way, you know, Mandalorian fucking style. So one of my favorite concealers I think I've ever tried, but it is a more recent one, is the ColourPop. I don't know if y'all could see this. This is very hard. The Pretty Fresh concealer. I have multiple shades. I love it so much. I think it was just about under $10, probably $9 or so at Ulta. Also on ColourPop's website, they have really good deals if you've never ordered from them before, or there are like codes through different YouTube, Instagram folks too. They're all up there. I'm pale as shit right now, but I do get dark, so I tend to have a few different shades at least of concealer on hand to kind of mix my own color. I've always had a problem with color matching. I try to stay with neutral tones, but I am half Brazilian, so I could walk out in the sun and get tanned. And then 2 weeks later, you'll see the Irish come right back. So, yeah. So I keep a few different colors of concealer, and since this concealer is only $9 a pop, it's like, why not? Like, why wouldn't you? I typically use like a slightly darker shade for like light contouring. Big fan. I'm telling you, the Sant'Anna video will blow your mind. If I can figure out how to link it, I will. It's like, wow. Yeah, and I keep a lighter shade and a medium shade on me. In my experience, everyone's skin type is different depending on where you live, your water intake, your, you know, how much time you spend outside, age, things like that. I am not an anti-aging beauty person. We all age, so you just have to get used to it. I think if there are things you don't love about your skin as you get older, there are ways to make you feel better about it, including makeup. But I am definitely not here to tell you how to, like, catfish or, you know, look 10 years younger. That's not really my goal. So, not my thing. But in terms of this concealer, it has hyaluronic acid in it, so I find it to be really moisturizing, and I can't say I've had a problem with it creasing under eyes. A video someone requested was to work specifically with under eye circles, which I definitely have. Yeah, I find this concealer sets really well. I find it does everything I need it to do. It is probably a, like, light to medium coverage. Like, you could build it if you need to, which I do because I mix the shades depending on what color my skin is that day, but apparently. But yes, I highly, 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 highly suggest Pretty Fresh and getting a few different shades if it's difficult for you to get exactly color matched. Cannot recommend more. Aside from that, for lower end concealers, NYX, this is the Studio Photogenic HD concealer. This is more of a full coverage concealer, which I like for days where I'm like really breaking out. Excuse me. Or just want like a heavier lid coverage, like, you know, when you have veins there and you want to cover, like, sometimes if you're going to do an eyeshadow look, like, those colors can show through your eyeshadow and it kind of messes up your whole game plan. So I'm a big fan of this for cut crease looks and just overall heavier concealing days. I think this is also in the $8 to $10 range for concealer. So, that's like the hustle price is what I would call it. As well as, this is the NYX Got You Covered concealer. I've had this forever. This lasts forever and ever and ever, ever. This is Ivory. This says it's a full coverage concealer. I think that's pretty true. It's water-based though, and so I would recommend setting it with powder if you're like me and go outside in the summer or work somewhere where you're sweating your fucking ass off. Definitely set this concealer, but it is a good coverage as well, and it's around the same price point, the hustle price. Let's see. I'm going to talk about primers and foundations, I think, in another video as well, because that's another story. I kind of mix up what I do all of the time as far as primers and foundations go. For other contouring needs, I've been using, this is a more high-end, expensive item, my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick in this shade Fawn. They call it a stick foundation, and you could honestly pick any higher end brand too, and any color that would be a good contour color for you depending on what kind of contour you want. This is pretty mid-range for me, like again, very seasonal for me what colors I pick, but I find that this particular is worth the I think it was like $25, honestly. I've had it for a while, but I think it's a good mid-range shade that I can blend out or build up depending on my skin tone at the time. I'm all about, I'm willing to spend more money on something that I can use in a variety of ways, or I can use year-round, or depending on what kind of look I'm going for that day. So I highly, highly recommend this. But honest to God, you can get just a darker concealer and use that, and you can achieve the same look for less of the price. Do you know what I mean? So that's an option as well. What else? Also by Anastasia, they also have powder contours. They have kits as well. I'm not really a fan of the kits. I find they get kind of, I feel like they're not as good over time. There is technically an expiration date to makeup palettes, and I think it's usually 6 months to 12 months. That's follow at your own risk, I guess. But I do have a single contour shade. It's a darker shade, tawny. If I want like a more like cut out cheekbone kind of look. Again, same thing. I think it's in the $20-ish range. Lasts forever if you want it to. It's good, but I would say that 80% of the time I'm doing more of a concealer or cream based contour, just for like a more natural blending process. However, in the middle of the ground between my really dark contour and my really cheap contour, Fenty Beauty, man. This shit is unbelievable. Like, pretty much all the Fenty stuff I have tried thus far is really, really great. This is the Sunstalker bronzer, Instant Warmth bronzer. This is the shade Into Sun. So good. It's like so soft and creamy, and gotta tell you, Riri's killing it. She always kills it, but this I would splurge on for sure. In terms of other face contour highlighting products, I also have one of the Fenty highlighters. It's called Trophy Wife. What up? You can't even see it, but it's gold. I love gold. It's so gold. I would say Fenty is definitely another mid to high end brand that I would spend the money on, depending on, again, what is most important to you with your makeup. But pretty much all of their products so far, you can't go wrong. I don't think I've heard anything bad at all. So keep that in mind. What's next? Blush. Same thing. So for higher end options, Anastasia. I love these blush trios. This is more of like a peachy, light peachy to dark peachy one. Big fan. I don't wear blush all the time, but I like having the options of mixing my own shade. Again, this is being a pricier $20 and up range. Again, I've had it for a long time. It serves me well. Gives me a lot of diversity in what I want to do. But for a cheaper, lower end option, I don't know why I say that. It's really good quality. Goddamn ColourPop, man. The Super Shock highlighters and as well as the cheek stains are incredible. I would say the highlighters are more of like a chunky, glittery kind of highlighter, which is not for everyone. I don't wear that day to day. I prefer like a fine highlight. Like I love highlighting the nose. Come on, why not? Sparkles. But for the Super Shock cheek is like a very satin finish. Love it. Looks super natural when it's blended out. I think these are like $6, $7. Could not recommend more. This is the shade Birthday Suit. So, highly, highly, highly recommend for their price. Regardless of what you're into. What else? Eyeliner, I'm not even going to ramble on about this. It's always going to be the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I am not a lot of people have asked me, like, how do you do your liner like that? Like, I have some pretty aggressive wings some days, depending on my mood. And people always ask me, and it's always going to be the NYX Matte Liquid. I can't do the like, markered felt tip points. Can't do it. I have hooded eyes, like, very creased eyes, and it just doesn't work out for me. It doesn't stay. It picks up my eyeshadow. It gets everywhere. I can't do it. So, literally just like a tiny little marker tip is how I go about liquid eyeliner. This stuff is about $8, I think, and it is a pretty small tube. I literally have 3 of them right now. I've bought so many expensive ass liners in my life and cheap ones, and none of them have ever stood up to this one. Ever. So if you were looking to practice with eyeliner, please go get this NYX. It's matte. They have a vinyl one too, which is kind of shiny. That's not really my deal. And I feel like that one also like kind of sucks in your eyeshadow around it. This one does not ever. So if you're looking to play with eyeliner, please go get this. Also at CVS, Target, Ulta. Huge fan. What else? Lashes. I'm going to talk about eyelashes in another video, but just quickly, I don't use a lot of mascara. Like, I either do like a full lash look, or I've had eyelash extensions in the past, or I'm not wearing anything at all. I'm like, there's no real in between for me for some reason. It's like rare that I would do it in between. Have to say though, and this is probably the most expensive, aside from like eyeshadow, makeup item that I would ever own. I got this in a BoxyCharm a month or 2 ago. It's the Grande Drama Lash thickening mascara with castor oil. Holy shit. It has improved my eyelashes so much. My eyelashes are strong. They're thick. I have very long bottom lashes and then decently long top lashes, but my eyelashes are more thick than they are long up top. So this shit is amazing. And it retails for $65 a tube. So that's crazy expensive, but I have to say it's worth it so far. Like, I'm going to buy this $65 tube of mascara when this is all over. Totally worth it. Makes my eyelashes look incredible with just a coat without doing anything else. Like, I'm more apt to just wear my, like, no lashes out after putting a coat or 2 of this on. Amazing. It's amazing. I don't know if they have other shades. This is black. For people who have lighter hair. I'm not sure, but definitely worth looking into. I know they have other types in their line as well. This is just the Grande Drama, but I think they have like a regular Grande Lash as well. But for drugstore end, I don't even fucking, it is so hard for me to, like, fall in love with a mascara. And the only other one that I've tried and, like, really like and have repurchased multiple times has been the Maybelline Lash Sensational. But I have a feeling, and I don't have my notes in front of me, I have a feeling that Maybelline's parent company has the same catch with animal testing in China, so I might have to discard or discontinue buying this. I'm not sure. I will update in a further video. Someone requested, how do I do fake lashes? So I'm going to do a whole video on that as well. But yes, this is solid drugstore purchase. Totally happy if y'all watch this and have a mascara you like and you want me to shout it out. Let me know. We can talk about it. Hell yeah. What else? Without getting into lashes a whole lot more, in terms of lash glue, I have to say the biggest help in becoming proficient at putting lashes on my eyeballs was getting a good lash glue. This is the Lash Couture adhesive with biotin and blueberry, and it's latex free for anyone who has allergies. Just this little black and silver tube. This is it. This is the dark one. I think they have the one that's like a clear adhesive too. It looks white and then it dries clear. This is a dark adhesive, which I typically always have liner at my lash line, even if I don't do a full wing. So I go for the darker lash glue. Anyways, this CVS is where I got it. Better than any lash glue I've ever tried. Better than Ardell. Hands down. So, just a FYI. What else? I'm probably going to do a whole video on glitter. Like, anyone who knows me knows I fucking love glitter and will wear it any day of the week if I want to. ColourPop. Glitter. Forever. Glitter gels. Fucking amazing. But I'll get into like a whole diatribe on glitter in another video. This just happens to be the one I am wearing currently in this video. What else? I think lipstick and lip products I'll get into in another video as well, but this will probably be a little lengthy too, but I'm going to talk about eyeshadows a little bit. For me, in terms of makeup, I have found over the years the area of makeup I am willing to spend the most money on is eyeshadow. It absolutely makes a difference in how well you can blend. It makes a difference in achieving the goals you want for your makeup on any given day. Eyeshadow quality is going to be it. And I'm willing to spend a pretty decent amount on eyeshadow palettes if they measure up. So I'm just going to go over a few of my favorites. I also was thinking about friends who are just getting into makeup. So I'm not going to go crazy. I have like a huge collection of eyeshadow palettes. I'll spare you the whole spiel. And I will again tell you that if you're looking to get into makeup, or even if you're a junkie like myself, ColourPop, man. Fucking ColourPop. They rule. And this is not a YouTube channel where you're going to see like beautiful unused palettes. Like, this is all my shit. No one will ever send me PR, so this is like all my shit that I use all the time, so it's like really gnarly and used, so sorry. So like ColourPop, just to give you an idea of the range of eyeshadow palettes they put out, and I own quite a few. They have these adorable 9-pan palettes. And there's all different themes. So this is like a soft cover one, the Blush Crush. For days where I feel like a lady and want to do something softer, I am wearing Enamored from this palette on my eyes at the moment, just a little bit. But as you can see, they kind of get a good range in the 9-pan. Some of them have pressed glitters. This one doesn't. It has one close to a pressed glitter, but not quite. It's more of just like a shimmery foil shadow. Huge fan. The other kind of branch of nine pans that they do are all themed. So this cover is like really fucked up. Sorry. This is the Orangey Glad. And they have all like the cutest little fucking names too. It's adorable. I love these because they have a mirror, like a compact. Yeah, see, sorry, they're fucking filthy. What am I doing? Yeah, same thing. Great range, 9 pans. This one does have a pressed glitter here. Big fan. Like, look at that. Big fan of glitter. They typically have sales on these. I want to say that they're usually between $12 and $15 for a lot of the 9 pan ones, and they have so many colors. I have a blue one, a yellow one, a pink one. They have everything. And I think they have them on sale frequently though. They're recently like $9, and you could use your like 10% off intro when you sign up for emails or whatever. So worth it, absolutely worth it. Please get you some ColourPop. They also do their Super Shock shadows, is just like the highlighters in Chic. This is a really old one. I don't know why I pulled this one. They look like this. These are like $4 to $6 usually, and these are more of like a cream base shadow, which can be tricky to work with at first, but can also go over in a future video. Then they have bigger pan palettes, like magnetic palettes that you can you buy them as a set, and then you can replace them if you want, or you can create your own as well. I haven't done that, but this palette I lusted after for like 6 fucking months before it was restocked and I could get it. And it's the She's a Rainbow palette, so they all kind of have this generic ColourPop cover. But holy shit. Like, look at her. Look at her. I'm obsessed with this palette. It has 3 pressed glitters, mostly matte shades. It has like 5 shimmery shades, and everything else is matte. If you want to get into rainbow looks, this is a great springboard. Honestly, it has pastels through like really bright primary colors. Huge fan. And they have other themed ones. I have a few other ones somewhere. And the last type of palette ColourPop usually puts out, and that I'm a huge fan of, are like with different influencers. This is the Kathleen Lights. They've done a few with her, I believe. I think this one's still for sale. I bought it pretty recently, but like, again, for the price, this was like 20 something on sale maybe for all of these shadows. Like the range is perfect. I mean, I could do any range I wanted to do. This palette, I could pretty much pick it up and start it with. So I'm huge fan. If you're getting into eyeshadow, please, that's an avenue. I really don't recommend a lot of drugstore brands for eyeshadows. I find they don't stay put, they don't blend well, or they don't show up. Maybe it's user error, I don't know. But do yourself a favor, spend the money, don't get frustrated. A more expensive brand that I am obsessed with and feel I need to talk about right now is Melt Cosmetics. They are absolutely killing the game right now. They've put out a string of beautiful palettes. Their color stories are unreal. And the first palette I bought, I've been like lusting after them for a long time. They have like stacks of eyeshadows they've had for a while that I don't have but would love. But I saw this and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go for it. This palette, the Impulsive palette, got a good amount of pans here. Very compact, very cool packaging. This was like $60. I feel like I had a sale code at the time. I don't recall what it was. A few matte shades, mostly shimmer shades, and like a lot of like grungy colors, like a lot of the grungy colors. That green and that red and brown. Those are mattes. Their founder, Laura Arellano, follow her on Instagram if you want to feel creative. Her looks are to die for. She is so cute. She is so talented. And all of their makeup is badass. I also have a few of their lipsticks and a blush, and I'm just like obsessed. Worth the money. And then the last eyeshadow I think I'm going to talk about Again, this palette is like so loved and so used. I'm sorry, it's not perfect. It's the Fun Size palette from Sugar Pill. I wanted to try Sugar Pill for the longest time, and I saw this palette in Ulta, and I died. It's so adorable. I love bright colors for eyeshadows. I'm a huge fan. If y'all want to see more like muted palettes or like bronzy or those kinds of color palettes, I got those too, and I can definitely talk about them in another video. Sugar Pill, though, is made in LA. Gorgeous pigments. I am a bad girl, and I ordered their capsule collection that I'm waiting to come in, and I will use in a future video. Incredible quality, though. Like, so pigmented, so beautiful, so easy to blend. You could look up on Instagram the tag for this palette, the Fun Size palette, and the looks that have come out of this palette are chef's kisses. Like, just rainbow perfection. I'm in love with that palette, and I cannot wait to play with more of their stuff. I have a few of their lipsticks as well. This one's called Nurse. Duh. I get compliments on this red every time I wear it, all the time. It stays on so well throughout work, even after work. Yeah, Sugar Pill is also a brand I cannot say more about. I think most of their products are vegan, and they're definitely cruelty-free, if that also is something you're into like myself. Could not recommend more. But other than that, I think that's a pretty good rundown of products that I am into lately, and utilize for most of my looks. So I'm going to stop rambling. The only shit I'm going to talk for the rest of this video is just a note about Tiger King, since we're all watching it. Like, we're all pretty much watching it. All of those people are fucking terrible. They all should be in fucking jail. Every last one of them. They should be in cells side by side by side. Doc Antle, Carol Baskin, Joe Exotic. Like, I think the only people I liked was that guy who managed Joe Exotic Zoo. Like, the guy who like lost his legs in a sky jumping accident, I think he said. Yeah. Like, pretty much he was the only like really good one in all of that. And maybe the ex-husband who's alive. I don't know, you know. I think that documentary is worth talking about because it brings up a lot of bigger issues, but man, all those people fucking suck. Not one of them is really likable. So anyways, that's the only shit I'm going to talk today. But leave me ideas for shit you want to hear me talk shit about, and I'll do it. So I hope this video is enjoyable. I'm sorry I ran really long. My plan is to do shorter ones in the future, but yeah, let me know what y'all want to see next and what y'all would like to see in the future. Thank you for watching.